Agents, it's your boy Vex bringing you another insane build video. Now this is a juicy build made for the legendary, and you'll be shocked to imagine it has infinite heals and infinite bonus armor. You have not heard incorrect, guys. This build is insane. This is one of my favorite builds that I'm using at the moment, and it has not one piece of armor regen on it. And oh boy, there's not even one piece of green sets on this build, guys. This is what makes it absolutely amazing, a must build. And as you can see, I'm surviving quite a lot of damage, and as well as with the pieces itself, these are two pieces that are not being used in this current meta, and overall you'll just be shocked and surprised about the two pieces, as they are definitely gone underneath the radar and not a lot of people have had a look at these in detail, but I have. Vex has definitely got you covered. And just to mention, there are no global modifiers or any live global events at the moment. This is what makes this build incredible. I want to keep it true to the build and give you true indication of how the build works. Now check this out, agents. Once I do get hit too much and I need some armor and health, guess what? Boom, armor and bonus armor. This is what makes it a strong build, guys. Honestly, you need this build, and as you can see, the survival rate is immense, as well as you can dish out sustainable amount of DPS, as you can see in the background, as well as with the shock rounds from your sentinel modes, you can then give a good crowd control and overall damage itself. With that said, you have constant heals, as well as you can go up against a lot of different types of enemies, including the dogs, and you wouldn't have to worry or be scared to actually go ahead and be aggressive with the enemies, as you will always, as long as you stay in cover and involve cover to cover, you will then also get bonus armor, as well as you're getting heals constantly. But with that said, guys, without any further delay, let's get into this absolutely juicy build. Now guys, with this build itself, just pay attention and be aware that this build, for it to work, you always have to be in cover and go cover to cover constantly in any movement that you do. So agents, so the first piece is the unit alloys mask with critical hit chance damage, and I have protection from Elite's mod on there. And the chest piece with critical hit chance damage, another unit alloys, and it has perfect obliterate with the protection from Elite's mod on there. Next, I have the underrated and overlooked nimble holster, which gives you heals once you do perform cover to cover. Next, I have the improvised knee pads that I've crafted just so I can get a mod slot on there, which is protection from elites. Then I have my gloves, which is the Fenris gloves, critical hit chance and damage. I put one armor collar on there for survivability. And lastly, I have the Innerman's Armaments backpack, which is the named perfect leadership, and it gives you bonus armor as you go cover to cover, and it has protection for elites mod on there as well, critical hit chance and damage. Now for the weapon and the skill choice I've gone for is just the sentinel modes, as you can see. So the sentinel modes is good for crowd control, as it gives you the shock rounds as well, and as well as it is quite stable for damage and overall clip size and so on. Now for skill, guys, I went for the hologram, as it gives a distraction and the enemy shoots that instead of yourself. And then next I've got the revival hive, just for any sticky situations you need to be picked up. That will pick you up as well when you're getting hit. And then lastly, I have the survivalist specialization, and I'm going to detail on why I went for that as well. Now next, we're just going to have a quick review of my critical hit chance and damage, as well as my protection from elite. So first of all, critical hit chance is at 60% and my critical hit damage is 132. And then if we just scroll down just to have a look at my protection from elites, you'll see that on here, and that is at 62%. Now normally, agents, if you've been paying attention to my channel, I normally do a deep dive in the shooting range, but this time I'm going to do it in the field, as there's a lot of stuff going on. We need to see it in real time, so let's have a quick deep dive on the build. So first of all, we're going to talk about the knee pads. So the knee pads is the bob and weave, so it repairs your armor 5% of your total armor every time you run into cover to cover. And if you do take damage while you're doing cover to cover, you'll receive a healing over 10 seconds. So that increases your heal capacity, which is amazing. So you can see in the background, as an example, you can see me going cover to cover. So anytime I do want to receive more heal, all I have to do is go cover to cover and I will receive that heal, and that will keep you up, which makes it amazing. But there's another layer to it. So this is the perfect leadership backpack. As you can see, it says 20% of all armor is as bonus armor when you perform cover to cover. But the most important part is this part here. So this part means it's tripled the amount of armor you receive when you do cover to cover. So have a look in the background. This is a perfect example. You can see I'm going cover to cover and I'm getting bonus armor. So the nearer you are to any enemies, you can go forward. And that shows that these two together are great matched together and they are in sync. And with a Vex tip, when using this build, make sure that you do go cover to cover in any type of movement you're using to benefit from these two pieces. Which brings me to the next subject, which is the protection from elites and the skills. So this is the skill breakdown as well. So the holographic skill is amazing, so it does distract the enemy. Now with the survivor's specialization, you get a base 10% protection from elites, and plus all of the mods from your build will give you protection. You can see in the background, that's a great example. Now depending on how high your mods are for your protection from elites, you'll get 62% protection from elites on your build. And lastly, the reason why I went for the survivor specialization is because of the flame grenades. They're very underrated as well. They're great for crowd control, area control in general, and as well as it's a great status effect. So once people get burned, they tend to stop shooting and they run into cover and avoid any conflict. That's the reason why the status effect is great, as well as the flame stays on the floor for a short period of time, which would ultimately give you some breathing space as well as a chance to shoot them as they are engulfed in flames. But with that said, guys, if you are new to the channel, go ahead, smash that bell notification and subscribe, and I'll leave you with some more footage of the build I'm going to call the Infinity Legend build. Agents, it's been a pleasure as usual. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Bad mistake! Got the range!
Agent down.
Trying to get around them.